Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXP and today is the 3rd of August 2022 and the market looks pretty much the same since the last 24 months. The big news for today is the hack in cryptocurrency space, and this has to do with a bridge that connects to blockchain. So we're going to be exploring what that is in today's episode. So the whole narrative, not your keys, not your crypto, is kind of not relevant because your keys, not your crypto is the narrative with this hack. And now this hack is dubbed as the free-for-all hack. It is still unclear as to how the hack has been done. And Laura Shin, one of the OG podcasters in the space, definitely one of my top 3 podcasters or crypto podcasters of all time, will hopefully be releasing an episode on this. Because usually what happens is whenever there is an hack, she gets some technical person explaining the hack in very simple terms. So definitely looking forward for an episode by her on this. In today's episode, we are also going to be talking about SEC, that is Security Exchange Commission, that has charged 11 people in $300 million in a Farage crypto pyramid and Ponzi scheme. And Vitalik Buterin took a heavy jab at these scammers. And as a matter of fact, a few days ago, he also took a jab at the so-called Bitcoin maximalist Michael Saylor. Now, I am no fan of Michael Saylor at all, because what he has been doing in Twitter is he's been posting a lot of fake news, a lot of incorrect news, and this is definitely not good for the cryptocurrency space, and he's definitely doing that to fulfill his personal interest. And lately, Dan Held, one of the OGs of Bitcoin, has been doing the same thing too. He's been posting a lot of fake news, incorrect information, and sadly, Bitcoin Magazine, they also posted a fake news via Twitter. And today's episode, we are going to be discussing a working paper series by the European Central Bank, and they call it as the holy grail of cross-border payments. And the report claims that in less than a decade, we may finally have a solution, and they're hinting towards a central bank digital currencies. And in that report, they're also making a comparison with Bitcoin. So we're going to be very briefly explaining that in today's episode. Now, regarding central bank digital currencies, I do have an event on the 26th of this month called Central Bank Digital Currencies, the Basics, Threats to Freedom and its Role in the Metaverse. Apart from that, there is also a massive breaking news about extreme left-wing Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, who's going all the way to Taiwan. The timing of this will be extremely critical, and if you go to Twitter, there are talks about World War III, and looks like the Democrats are once at it again. Now hopefully this does not have an impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, so I'm really hoping to see the price action for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies maybe by tomorrow and day after. Finally, regarding UAE, I have 2 news, and both the news are in events done by me at Blockchain DXP. The first one is a Bitcoin Beginner session that I conduct pretty much every month, and this is a 3-part series which starts on the 26th of August to the 9th of September. The whole idea of this session is to educate the people on Dubai, Bitcoin and blockchain technology, which is in line with the Dubai blockchain strategy. So the Bitcoin Beginner series is essentially a 3-part series taking place every Fridays. The first one is on the 26th of August, the next one is on the 2nd of September, and the last one is on the 9th of September. And the only reason for doing that is to educate the people of Dubai on Bitcoin and blockchain technology, which is in line with Dubai blockchain strategy. The second news is about Ethereum Beginner's Guide. Now this is just a one-off session on the 26th of August, where we'll also be discussing the important update on Merge and how that would have an impact on Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. So welcome everyone, it's 8 here in Dubai, and you're listening to Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, and occasionally short and sweet news as well. News that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. This is followed by 2 news and information related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. This is followed by Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. And every Fridays at 8 AM Gulf Standard Time, we also have an episode called Metaverse Everything, where we solely focus on Metaverse, so please check out those episodes as well. The format for Metaverse Everything podcast is completely different, and what I tend to do is on a daily basis and on a weekly basis I provide a report via my LinkedIn profile. And my LinkedIn profile is in the show notes below. Alternatively, you can also go to my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and check the crypto blog sections. Or you can also go to the Medium website and type in blockchain DXB. So let's kickstart today's episode by looking at the price of cryptocurrency. Now, the global crypto market as of today, that is the 3rd of August 2022, is at $1.07 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.13%. Could it be possible that since the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has gone to China, will that have an impact in the cryptocurrency world? Personally, I definitely think so, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Currently, there is not much of an impact, but again, the trend that I've been observing since the last 3 weeks, to be precise, is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays is when the price of cryptocurrencies seems to be falling down. This is an observation only since the last 3 weeks. Prior to that, that has not been happening. And what are the odds that Nancy Pelosi has also gone to Taiwan on a Tuesday? So let's try to see what happens to the price of cryptocurrencies. Now, the total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours, $78.22 billion. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 4.42%. The volume of DeFi has gone down and it is currently at $7.64 billion. DeFi accounts for 9.77% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. The volume of stablecoins now is at $72.77 billion, and stablecoin accounts for 93.04% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. The king of all kings, Bitcoin, the price has, as a matter of fact, gone down by 0.14% since the last 24 hours, and it is currently at $23,021. But if you look at the price of Bitcoin since the last 7 days, it is up by 9.83%. Ethereum is at $1,642, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.03%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 18.64%. Now, you might have read news about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, and this is to do with the options market. And that's probably one of the reasons why the price of Ethereum has jumped up since the last week or so. Now, what would actually happen at the merge is the supply of Ethereum would literally get reduced by around 80 to 90%. Because the supply gets reduced, the demand is what keeps pumping the price up. I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Ethereum touches around $4,000 by the 19th of September. But once again, our price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now let's look at Binance Coin. It is currently at $283, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.03%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 16.15%. Now, since you have looked at the price of the cryptocurrencies, the big talk in the cryptocurrency world is your keys, not your crypto. And this narrative is because of Nomad token bridge. It's unclear at this point of time if it is a hack or an exploit. It looks like an exploit, but what happened was that initially some hackers tried to find out a loophole, because of which all the people tried to exploit the system. Hence, this hack is called as free for all. And CNBC has reported that hackers drained almost $200 million in cryptocurrency from Nomad, a tool that lets users swap tokens from one blockchain to another. Now, it is an extremely complicated hack, and that this is yet another hack highlighting weakness in decentralized finance space. But the actual hack is more to do with the bridge, and it is unclear as to how the hack has taken place. But if you go to Twitter, there are some really funny videos trying to explain what the hack is all about. Once again, I'm really hoping for Laura Shin to release a podcast. She usually does that within a couple of days, maximum to a week, where they go and explore in detail at a very basic level, tries to explain how the hack has actually happened. What I would recommend you guys to do is go to the official Twitter account of Nomad, so you would get an idea of what the hack is all about. Now let's move on to next news, and this is a news between Security Exchange Commission plus Vitalik Buterin versus Ponzi schemes plus Michael Saylor. So I'm going to try to explain what this news is all about and how it is connected. The Security Exchange Commission has charged 11 people in a $300 million a Farage crypto pyramid and Ponzi scheme. If you want to find out the official information, I would really recommend you guys to go ahead and go through the SEC Commission's website, so you will get detailed information from the first source. In that article, which is released by SEC, it gives detailed information about the names of the people that have been involved as well. So there were 11 individuals who raised over $300 million from retail investors from around the world through the scheme. And these schemes were purely carried out on Ethereum, Tron, and Binance blockchain. So it does actually mention the names of the people who are involved as well. Now, usually in a Ponzi scheme, it is the founders and early adopters who get benefited the most. Now, Vitalik Buterin did mention a tweet. Now, in that tweet, he referred to a Chinese person. Now, looks like that particular Chinese person did some trash talk about Vitalik Buterin and Ethereum. And this talk was going back to 2019. But the tweet that he mentioned refers to that particular person. And looks like that particular person is actually one of the scammers. Now, Vitalik Buterin did tweet something else about Michael Saylor, which we'll be looking at that. But guys, what I want you to ask is, and I really want you to think about this, is in a Ponzi scheme, it is the founders and early adopters who get benefited the most. What about Bitcoin? The early adopters have been benefited the most. The founders have been benefited the most by cryptocurrency projects. And multimillionaires and billionaires like Michael Saylor, who tend to buy a lot of Bitcoins, they know that the supply is fixed. They artificially want to pump the demand for Bitcoin and they want to get benefited the most. Now, Michael Saylor, who's the CEO of MicroStrategy, lately, for the past few months or so, he does sound like Satish Kumbhani of BitConnect. Now, in case if you want to find out who Satish Kumbhani is, go to YouTube and type in Satish Kumbhani BitConnect. There were some really hilarious and funny videos of him promoting BitConnect. He is also one of the guys who was arrested for Ponzi scheme. And if you look at Michael Saylor's tweet, they kind of follow a similar pattern. What I really don't like about Michael Saylor is that lately, he's been posting a lot of incorrect and fake news via his Twitter account. And this is really scary. The reason being, he has, I believe, over 4 million followers. He's a multi-billionaire. He has bought an X number of Bitcoins. He knows that the supply of Bitcoin is fixed. So what he is trying to do is, he's trying to pump the demand for Bitcoin. And the reason is pretty simple. When he pumps the demand for Bitcoin, his followers tend to buy Bitcoin. And by doing that, his net worth in Bitcoin increases. So definitely not a good thing for Michael Saylor, not a good thing for Bitcoin, and not a good thing for cryptocurrencies as well. Instead of that, why doesn't he just stick to basic information? Now, looks like game theory, human greed, and the nature of demand versus supply is an extremely tough problem to solve. And how does Vitalik Buterin once again come into the picture? Now, a few days ago, Michael Saylor had an interview and he was arguing that Ethereum is also a security. Again, the reason for him to do that is all of his followers will not invest in Ethereum and will start buying Bitcoin. And because he already has Bitcoin, once he pumps the demand for Bitcoin, his existing net worth would actually increase. And Vitalik Buterin very cleverly tweeted addressing the Bitcoin maximalists as heroes that turn out to be total clowns. And this is clearly a jab to Michael Saylor. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of Ethereum, but what Michael Saylor, what Dan Held and Bitcoin Magazine have been doing is 100% completely wrong. Now, guys, let's look at the next thing. And this is to do with central bank digital currencies versus Bitcoin. The European Central Bank has released a working paper series discussing the holy grail of cross-border payments. And the report focuses on 4 core areas, that is immediate, cheap, universal research, and settled in a secure settlement medium such as central bank currency. Now, as per the article, the solutions may be in the next decade or so, but we already have Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. It does tick mark all of these 4 core areas, that is, it is immediate, it is cheap, it is universally reachable, and it is a real-time settlement. Another thing is, it also actually eliminates the need of central bank money. Now, I would really recommend you guys to go ahead and read through the article. It is 59 pages long. Now, the article shares information on universal challenges of cross-border payments, and they have given down 10 points. And these points do go into details of what are the problems with cross-border payments. The article also talks about settlement mechanics. And regarding Bitcoin, they say that Bitcoin is unbanked, and they have a section called Unbanked Crypto Assets such as Bitcoin, and stated that they do not even consider unbanked crypto assets such as Bitcoin as a suitable means of cross-border payments. Clearly, they have a preference for central banks and central bank digital currencies. And in that article, they've also taken a massive jab at President Nayib Bukele for making Bitcoin a legal tender. They also talk about how Bitcoin has scaling issues and speed issues, but at the same time, they have also acknowledged about Lightning Network. So the article very briefly mentions about Lightning Network too. They also talk about how the underlying technology of Bitcoin, that is proof of work, is inherently expensive and wasteful. The article also takes a jab at stablecoins as well. And few days ago, I had posted this question: central bank digital currencies, will they be a threat to stablecoins and RippleNet? So definitely loads of useful information. Is it the best piece of information? I definitely don't think so, because they clearly have a preference to central bank and central bank digital currencies. And regarding stablecoins, they also talk about the market power and network effects, financial stability issues, illicit finance concerns, and also highlighted US Treasury's 2021 information on how stablecoin presents risk to the integrity of the financial system, as there are concerns that if adopted on a wide scale and not regulated and not supervised in a consistent manner, and there will be issues with reference to AML, CFT, and quite a lot of other things. Now, we at Blockchain DXB have an event on the 26th of this month called Central Bank Digital Currencies, and we discuss the basics of central bank digital currencies, the threats to freedoms, and quite a lot more. But I do have some positive things about CBDCs as well. That is the role in the metaverse. Now, CBDCs definitely will not be ideal and not a comparison to Bitcoin, but it does make a perfect use case in the metaverse. In case if you want to find out more information about what I'm going to be talking about, the presentation is already available on my website, that is blockchaindxb.com. So go to blockchaindxb.com. There is a section called as blockchain, and at the bottom of the page you will see 2 documents on central bank digital currencies. So I would definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and download it and read through it. So let's move on to 2 news from UAE. The first one is about an event that takes place from the 26th of August till the 9th of September. And this is a Bitcoin beginner's guide. And it is a 3-part series. The first one is on the 26th of August. Second is on the 2nd of September. And the final one is on the 9th of September. All of these sessions start at 11 a.m. Gulf Standard Time and end at 12 or 12:30 Gulf Standard Time. Now, the initiative is to train, educate, and consult the people of Dubai on Bitcoin and blockchain technology, purely in line with Dubai blockchain strategy. Now, the link for the event can be found on eventbrite.com, or you can also go to my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. Or guys, if you want to attend it, just drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly run through the structure of what I'm going to be talking about on the 26th of August, on the 2nd of September, and on the 9th of September. On the 26th of August, I'll be talking about the history of Bitcoin, the projects before Bitcoin, the prior problems with cryptocurrencies, the double spend problem, what was the double spend problem, and who is Satoshi Nakamoto and why it matters, and why Satoshi Nakamoto does not matter. And on the 26th, I'll also talk about how Bitcoin actually works, the whole blockchain technology. I'll explore what goes in a block and what goes in a chain. On the second session, which is on the 2nd of September, I'm going to be talking at a very basic level on what is BFT, that is Byzantine Fault Tolerance. We will do a general discussion on the Bitcoin white paper. We will look at what is private key, what is public key, and what is SHA-256, that is Secure Hashing Algorithm 256. And the biggest innovation of Bitcoin is a combination of hashing algorithm, mathematics, and cryptography. Now, at this point of time, you don't need to be worried too much. The sessions will be at a very basic and beginner level, so you don't need absolutely any technical expertise. On the 2nd of September, I'll also talk about how Bitcoin mining works, the halving of Bitcoin, and the mining difficulty target explained. But don't worry guys, it's going to be at an absolutely basic and beginner level. Even a 5-year-old will be able to understand what I'm going to be talking about. And on the 9th of September, I'm going to be talking about the Bitcoin market share, and something which I talked about earlier. There's this talk about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. So we'll be going ahead and exploring what the Bitcoin market share is. We'll also try to make a quick comparison if Bitcoin will sustain during the merge period, or will Ethereum flip Bitcoin maybe during the merge period, or maybe a couple of months or years from now. We'll also talk about the different forks of Bitcoin. We will also touch base on the Bitcoin Lightning Network and Liquid Network. And a few days ago, when I posted on LinkedIn, the topic was Lightning Network, not blockchain. That got a lot of views and it got a lot of likes as well. So I'll go ahead and explain what the Lightning Network is. We'll also talk about the different types of Bitcoin. That is Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, Bitcoin ABC, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Core, quite a lot. Very basic level. We'll also look at the pillars of Bitcoin and open blockchain, which is popularized by Andreas Antonopoulos. We'll make a quick comparison between open blockchain versus private blockchain, and we'll also discuss how to buy and sell your Bitcoin or hodl your Bitcoin, but I'll not be giving any investment advice. And finally, we'll also be looking at the current and the future state of Bitcoin. The second news is also a session, but this is on Ethereum, and this takes place on the 26th of August from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. So the session is called as Ethereum Beginner's Guide. Once again, this is done in line with Dubai Blockchain Strategy, an initiative to train, educate, and consult the people on blockchain technology. And once again, guys, you can go to eventbrite.com, type in blockchaindxb.com, or you can go to my website, blockchaindxb.com, or drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. This is just a one-off session, and I'll be talking about what is Ethereum, the history of Ethereum, the projects before Ethereum, the difference between Ethereum and Bitcoin, and we'll also try to have a debate if Ethereum would actually flip Bitcoin. We will look at the challenges faced by Ethereum, the Ethereum London hard fork, which I personally think was, if not one of the most brilliant things to happen in Ethereum. We'll also discuss the 5 upcoming stages in Ethereum, that is the merge, the surge, the verge, the purge, the splurge, and the merge has a date which is on the 19th of September. So we'll talk about that at a very basic and beginner level. And in case if you want to get involved in Ethereum, what are the steps that you need to take, how you can build on Ethereum, and what are the competitors of Ethereum. Now, throughout history, there have been numerous Ethereum killers, such as EOS, Solana, Algorand, Avalanche, so we'll be discussing that as well. And we'll also finally discuss the current and the future state of Ethereum. These sessions are going to be completely free and at a very basic level, so no technical expertise is needed. But once again, guys, I will not be giving any financial advice. And in case you guys do have any feedback or suggestions, or want to even talk about it, you're more than welcome to drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So that's all for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. You can also check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And please check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this, please follow this podcast, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next 30 minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. This is followed by 2 news and information related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East from the cryptocurrency world. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. I have a question by Khalid who asks, did you hear about the Imran Khan Instagram account being hacked and try to promote Bitcoin? What are your thoughts on it? As a matter of fact, yes, Khalid, I did hear about it. And this happened when I was researching for my podcast, and I was looking at a post by bitcoin.com, and they posted the news about it. And just immediately within a couple of hours or so, a good friend of mine from Dubai, he sent me a story that was posted on the Instagram, and I immediately told him that this definitely looks like a scam, and I forwarded him the article of bitcoin.com. Now in that story, which was posted on Imran Khan's account, it did have Elon Musk as well, and it talked about thanking him for giving him 3 bitcoins. Personally, Khalid, I'm a huge fan of Imran Khan. As a cricketer, he was an absolute legend. I remember when we were small kids, we would try to emulate him, we would try to copy his style of bowling. He was an absolute legend. He probably might have been the most influential cricketer back in the day, especially for Pakistan. And he has carried the same theme in politics and the same aura in politics too. I know a lot of people are actually fans of him. Now, it is extremely disappointing to know that his Instagram account has been hacked because he is an extremely powerful person with a lot of fan following. I believe he has got over 7 million people who are his followers on Instagram. Now, a lot of people genuinely like him. So a lot of people in Dubai and in Pakistan and pretty much other parts of the world do genuinely like him. So a crypto scam related to Bitcoin on his Instagram account is definitely not good. Definitely not good for politics, and more importantly, it is a terrible news for crypto community. So really, I'm not sure who has done that. It puts an extremely bad image. And I do hope that people do not actually fall for that. I was really shocked, but at the same time, when you look at these stories, promoting Bitcoin, you can immediately tell that this account has been hacked. And I'm pretty much sure some of the OGs would have immediately identified. Based on the article by Bitcoin.com, Imran Khan did actually speak to a publication. I think it was Dawn Publication. And he did mention that his account was hacked and he was actually able to recover the account with the help of Facebook or Meta and Instagram. And in that article, he mentioned that, he does himself monitor the account. And because he has got 7.4 million followers, he noted that the hackers actually posted a cryptocurrency link. And what was crazy about this hack was that it actually had a picture of Elon Musk and him together, and two of the most prominent people, so far as social media is concerned. Elon Musk, so far as technology and Twitter debacle is concerned, he's so famous. And Imran Khan is extremely, extremely powerful and a generally nice person. So I definitely did not like what has happened to that. And I'm just hoping that people actually do not fall for that scam. So, other than that, if you actually look at the story, you can tell that these are actually scams. So that's all for today, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com, and please check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series under Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And this is followed by Ask Me Anything series that you're listening to right now, where you listeners can ask any questions about Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.